Pep, congratulations on the win. What are your thoughts about your side's performance?
Wow, we played really well. We didn't concede much, absolutely anything. We were under control. We were patient. We were so aggressive without the ball. We played really well. So I'm so satisfied for the performance, for the victory, because win away always is difficult, and we did it. And now, play next step.
Marseille sat very deep. Was that why you played with right footers on the right side, left footers on the left side? Was it to try and stretch the pitch?
It's a good view. It's a good view. Congratulations. So, we can play on both sides, but of course, when play with five in the back, you have to make pitch high and deep, high and wide. Sorry, and Raheem was exceptional and Phil as well. But we read really well. We didn't expect in the beginning play five in the back. Bueno, when we saw the lineup, yes, but we were in the hotel talking about a little bit the strategy to play. We didn't expect it. But the same with Porto. Porto always play with four in the back, against that play in five. As much we play against defender with five, we start to take the control, the rhythm, so that's good.
Talk to me about your captain, Kevin De Bruyne's performance.
Kevin always play good. Did something special, so I'm so happy he's back. So was 2 weeks injured, and he played really well again.
Not just the win, defensive solidity as well. You got a clean sheet. There was barely a shot on goal. I think just that one that edited.
Yeah, we're so stable. So Ruben and Aima was good. Kyle is in the best form since we are together here in Manchester 4 years, 5 years. So Alex helped us. So John played good minutes. So so satisfied for the way we played.
Do you think there was a little bit too much criticism of your team in recent weeks, Pep?
No, we have to accept it. So today the world in football, for the Twitter, social media, for all the media. So we play every 3 games, and when you win, you are good, and when you play, they want to destroy everything. Important is when the clubs and the chairman, sport director, the players, the managers are calm and know exactly what to do. So part of the criticism are right. So, but accept it. So it's part of our job. The important is we are involved exactly where we are, where we come from the last 1 month, like lack of preparation with the people injured and COVID. And Champions League now is in a good position. And in a league, in the Premier League, we are away, but we have 1 game left, and still, all the season. It's time to take our rhythm. The people come back, and I'm pretty sure we're going to do a good season.
Speaking of the Premier League, what do you want to see on Saturday?
Yeah, it'll be tough. One of the toughest games away you have in the Premier League. So Sheffield United was impressed last season. Will be so difficult, really. But now it's time to enjoy today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow day off. And now we prepare the game against Sheffield as best as possible.
Thanks, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Well, I'm pleased because we played a good game. We know lately all the teams that play five in the back, so it's probably not the most entertaining games always to watch. But I think if we are patient and we play the ball around, after a while they will get tired. And I think the first 20 minutes we played really well, scored a goal, I think deservedly. Then the second part was a little bit up and down. But I think the second half played really well, controlled them almost fully, and we didn't give too many chances away. So it's really nice to come away with a victory like that.
We didn't concede much, absolutely anything. We were under control. We were patient. We were so aggressive without the ball. We played really well. So I'm so satisfied for the performance, for the victory, because win away always is difficult, and we did it. And now, play next step.
Andre, you clearly had a very specific game plan there tonight. Did that mistake on the first goal throw it out of the window?
Yeah, it was a bit hard. I mean, we had a little bit of difficulty to come out of City's counter-pressing. When they lose the ball, they pressed hard, 4 or 5 men around the ball. That led to a few loss of possession. In the case where we suffered the goal was really our mistake on coming out. We were a little bit nervous getting out with the ball in the first half, and we paid a heavy price.
Do you think there was a little bit too much criticism of your team in recent weeks, Pep?
No, we have to accept it. So today the world in football, for the Twitter, social media, for all the media. So we play every 3 games, and when you win, you are good, and when you play, they want to destroy everything. Important is when the clubs and the chairman, sport director, the players, the managers are calm and know exactly what to do. So part of the criticism are right. So, but accept it. So it's part of our job. The important is we are involved exactly where we are, where it come from the last 1 month, like lack of preparation with the people injured and COVID. And okay, Champions League now is in a good good position.
Good result, really, for Manchester City overall, and a very solid performance. Never looked in any trouble whatsoever. I expected a little bit more from the French opposition.
Yeah, I expected a bit more resistance from Marseille, but I think from Pep Guardiola's point of view, he'll be delighted. I think he saw a performance at the weekend that lacked any cutting edge. And today he had that very good goals. But more importantly, a very controlled performance, very mature, very composed performance, which sometimes we've seen City sides, even when they're flying, dominating possession, give up chances here and there. Today they were very good.
Yeah, we're particularly pleased probably to keep a clean sheet and never look to be threatened.
Yeah, we mentioned before how important that was going to be with a partnership which he probably wants, and for them to keep the clean sheet, it's going to be a lot of confidence going forward. And that was like the cherry on the cake, really, because they've produced good stuff going forward. To keep a clean sheet, it will set them up for good stead now.
Some lovely football. What caught your eye, Owen?
I think Torres to the middle looked really good. Yeah, I think Phil looked great again. I thought Diaz played great. You know, I think Reece said about Company trying to replace him. I thought he looked really good. He's going into it. So 3 of that back 4 are really good. Kyle, Diaz and Laporte. Just got to sort that left-back position out. But I thought Zinchenko did great in there again as well.
Yeah, he's done there on a number of occasions. He's filled in quite well, hasn't he? Particularly a season or 2 back, he played there a lot.
He's the most consistent, I think, of all the players there. I think Mendy, you know, has got that
hit and miss.
Yeah, he's very hit and miss. Cancelo probably prefers to play as a right-back. He's probably the most technically gifted. So I think you'll see Zinchenko stay in there for a while.
There was a certain similarity amongst the goals.
Yeah, and Kevin De Bruyne being a part of it, playing a key role in the goals. And we said before, in terms of having all sorts of ways to put the ball in the box in good areas for strikers to run onto and finish. But today he put on a bit of a clinic in terms of putting people in on goal and showing the right weight of pass, the right decision at the right times, and then being very clinical in that position. Here he could quite easily have made the wrong decision. It's there, easy finish for the striker, but that's made easy by the weight of the pass and the timing of it, capitalising on a bad mistake.
I think he's given a little delay there, you know, like just for the centre-back there. He just paused him, you know, so that space opens up. And Torres was such a willing runner all night. I love the fact that he's getting in there. Even though he doesn't play there, you know he plays off the right or the left.
It's a real bonus for Pep, isn't it? Given the circumstances with no Jesus, no Aguero, that someone can fit in that role and perhaps look a bit more comfortable and give them a threat in the box with it as well, rather than the false 9 where they sit out so often.
Yeah, we were surprised before the game that he's playing central, but he'd have seen something in training, Pep Guardiola, that he'd have liked his work rate. And I think the others sort of fed off him, really. He's working so hard, he was pressing forward, coming back, giving them no time. That led to the first goal, really. So I was delighted he got a goal as well.
Yeah, they got down the sides a lot, didn't they? And they did for the second goal as well.
Yeah, and I think that's a key part of the way that Manchester City play over the years. We've seen that Pep likes to get like the overloads in the wide areas, and then it's about decision making. And I thought today runs in these areas on the inside of full-backs, and then it's about the delivery, just putting that up there for Raheem from Foden, and then a clinical finish from Gundogan. But then runs inside there. We saw Kevin De Bruyne do that umpteen times in this game, and they cause so many problems. The indecision defensively, whether the full-back goes with him or the midfielder or the centre-back on that side, creates that uncertainty and panic in the opposing defenders.
Raheem Sterling turned into a bit of a poacher these days. He seems to get a lot of these kind of goals now. I mean, I guess playing with a side like Manchester City would help, but he has got that kind of that instinct to get in the 6-yard area and get those tap-ins. Yeah,
Raheem needed to add them goals to his game, if you like. They're going to tot his tally up nicely, and that's the reason he's hitting big numbers. You know, we know he's got the skills, he's got the pace, and you know he makes great runs, but if he can get on the end of these tap-ins, you know, he's going to do his confidence great. Just held his run enough not to go offside as well. You watch here, whoa, yeah.
Brilliant. And the thing is as well, De Bruyne making those forward runs from midfield. Gundogan did it on the other side for the goal. I think when they get those forward runners, that forward pass, they're unplayable, Manchester City.
They are. I mean, they play some breathtaking football. They make it look so simple at times. You wonder why sometimes it goes wrong, but I guess that's just football.
Yeah, that is just football, and I think that it's refreshing to see them back to that type of football. And I think that's what we want to see in the Premier League as well, and that translate that to the Premier League, where get an element of consistency aligned to that as well, and they'll go from strength to strength. But I think Pep will be most pleased with the way that they handled the game. I think the way that they seemed like very mature and they controlled it perfectly today, didn't give up chances, and I think that's a key part for them to be going forward with any positivity.
We've marvelled for many years over Kevin De Bruyne, and we've got two midfield players with us. What does he give you? He gives you everything, I suppose, but what's his greatest strength, do you think?
Just we've been speaking. His all-round game. He's literally got everything. He's an athlete with it. He can stride forward. So much time on the ball. But he crosses the ball like no one else in the game, and generally when he does put it in there, the strikers aren't working hard to finish it. It's virtually on the plate for him. So, you'd love to be a centre forward on the end of them.
Certainly would.
Sorry, Gary. How would you deal with him being a defensive midfielder?
You know what I think the hardest thing to do is, I would have played against him, and my job at times was to stop the best player. And the problem with Kevin is, he knows where you are and he'll adjust the position accordingly. And that's what makes him really special, because you never actually near him, because he knows where you are and he'll just drop off accordingly. So basically he'll know somebody goes in there and I'll drop off 5 yards. He always sits in space. You watch every clip. No one's ever near him. Yeah. And when he gets it out of his feet, he already knows where he's going to put the ball. And this is what the boys are saying, that he can still do this. He's 5 yards behind it. He can make the difference, and then that ball. And I think outside of his passing, his greatest gift is his spatial awareness. I think you can't teach that.
Yeah, there you go. Each one touches pass accuracy pretty high, and he takes chances with his passing as well, so it always lowers it a little bit. Let me ask you one question, Owen. What's it like being the player that has to stop the best player from the opposition?
You know what I realised in my career? I could stop the best player in a game and not be the most talented player. Yeah. And that's important, because sometimes you have to stop the best team's player to help your team. And I realised I want to be the best player, but I wasn't going to be, and I had to stop him.
Basically one of the great party poopers.
Yeah, but look, if I can make my team win by stopping the opposition's best player, you're an asset to your team.
I'm not knocking you.
100%.
Finding their rhythm, getting into stride.
Yeah, you can tell he's really happy there. Just his tone of voice, it was the perfect performance, really. What they needed, they've come under a little bit of scrutiny, really, with their performances. But, he knows that once his players are back fit, that they're capable of challenging on both domestic front and in Europe.
Diaz and Laporte, he'll be more than happy. That a real bonus from this game, wasn't it? The fact that there was such solidity and so little trouble. Yeah,
and I think you hit the nail on the head there, that they were very secure in the way they performed today from a defensive point of view. I think that's something
exactly tested.
They weren't exactly tested, but still, I think if you look at City over the last couple of seasons, they always give you a chance. And we've always said that no matter how good they play, what players they've got in the team, yes, they've got players out here, but they were still solid. Whenever they got into dangerous areas, they sniffed the danger out and then got back into the rhythm of playing that attacking football and controlling the game. So that's what he'll be more than pleased with. And he name-checked the back four there, which is a key part of that, in that he wants to instill that confidence. He wants that continuous ability to select certain players in them positions that he hasn't had. He's not been able to select the same partnership at the back four consistently since Vincent Kompany's left.
If they get that right, they're going to be very close to everything this season, aren't they?
Definitely. Because, again, they've got players to come back. They've got Jesus, they've got Aguero to come back, who are their strikers, who are their goal getters, but they're creating chances. Even the games they've lost this season and the games they've dropped points in, they've created chances, just haven't been capitalised.
While we're on the subject of defence, he gave a special mention for Kyle Walker, saying the best form he's been in since he's come to the club under Pep Guardiola. I mean, he is impressive, isn't he?
Every game, Carl's impressive. I think he's been their best player this season, and I just think they have that stability on the right-hand side. They needed on the left, so I just think they're going to be. If they can sort out that left-back position, I think they're going to be flying again.
That's the only one. Phil Foden, another impressive performance. Brilliant ball for the second goal, of course.
Yeah, he's growing in stature again. He's getting that belief that he's going to get games, he's going to get picked, and that'll do his confidence the world of good. And the more game time he gets, I think he's going to go from strength to strength. We spoke before how good he is at finding the space, but you know, he's probably playing in an unnatural position today,
That's quite
out
good.
wide. And if he's performing out there, it just shows the ability he's got here.
What do you think his best position is?
I think in the 10 area, I think in just the freedom in and around the attacking positions, just to create space and get on the ball. A little bit like where Kevin De Bruyne plays sometimes, where he gets in these positions here, inside the fullback, and then it's about delivery. I don't think that's the question mark on this kid, is delivery, because he feels the game. Like many of the top players, and I think there's a swagger about him. There's a confidence, and more importantly, there's a confidence of his other players, more senior players, in giving him the ball, and that's important for a young player.
And the confidence of the manager as well, especially if you've got a manager like Pep Guardiola. He's sticking him in this season.
Yeah, I think you can trust Phil just because he gets you the numbers. You know, I think everything he does is with quality. He gets goals, he gets assists. I think the team's better as well with Gundogan in the side, and that's probably his position where Gundogan is there. But he's a fabulous player, Phil.
Yeah. Do you fancy City for Champions League this season? I mean, I'm looking. You look at the opposition this season. Probably the strongest ones would be Bayern and Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, both in relative turmoil. Juventus as well don't look that strong. They'll have a chance, won't they?
I think City will be. I think Pep won't want to be the ultimate innovator anymore and not have to work around maybe a back four that he doesn't trust like he did against Lyon. So I think now with Diaz and Laporte in there with Kyle, Ederson, I think if he sorts that left-back position out, they'll be one of the favourites for sure.
Got to be amongst the favourites, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they definitely will be. I just get the feeling there's a little bit more pressure off City this season for some reason.
Why do you think that?
Just the way last season went, really, with Silva going and a younger sort of squad. There's
Perhaps the
just a little
expectancy
bit,
levels dropping.
Yeah, it's that tiny bit which I think will suit that group of players. So you can.
Yeah. You'd love to see them win it, wouldn't you?
I don't think so. I don't think you're right there, Gary. No, but I want to see exciting football, and I think Man City, when they're flying, they're an exciting team to watch, and I enjoy sitting here watching them. But whether they're going to have enough to get over the line, I think with the quality and the consistency that the German team Bayern have, and Liverpool, I still think are a stronger outfit. I put them probably around the third or fourth choice for me.
And where would you put Manchester United? We'll be watching them tomorrow night.
I don't think Man United are going to be one of the teams I put as favourites. I won't put them in that bracket. I think they'll do very well getting out of this league, the group they're in, and they've had a fantastic start. I think they'll do well getting out of that, and then just hope to improve from there. But consistency is the key for this season for Man United, and improve on last season.
Do you see Manchester United as making progress? Are they improving?
Yeah, consistency is probably the right word they need to get at the moment. They're putting one great performance in and then not putting a run of them together. So that'll be key. But again, they have got great players in that squad, but it's just finding that right formation that's they're struggling to get at the moment.
Yeah, I saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, and he was obviously asked about Donny van der Beek. He's not really had a look in. Why do you think that is?
Well, because they got 2 8s in there with Bruno and Pogba, and maybe again it comes down to recruitment. City, Liverpool, when they need something, they go get something that they don't have, and I think they had those 2 players there. I'm sure he's going to get a run of games, but when you spend 40 million on the player, you'd like to think he'd play. But I think Ole will find a place when it's available. Yeah,
Chelsea playing Krasnodar, Russian side. They drew the first game, didn't they, against Sevilla, Chelsea. They need 3 points from that one, don't they?
Yeah, and I think Frank's trying to figure out that that back line out as well. I think Chilwell's looked great. Silva's looked good since he's come in. The goalkeeper looks great, Mendy. So once he gets a settled team, Frank, I think you're going to see the best of that Chelsea.
It's sometimes hard when you bring in a lot of players, isn't it, to A, know which ones are going to adapt quickly, and B, which is your best starting lineup.
Yeah, I think Frank's been in this similar sort of situation as Pep has. Really, he's not been able to get them. That's probably his best team out on the pitch on a regular basis. And I think when Chelsea do eventually do that and they get used to playing with each other, their performances and the results will improve with that.
What would a good season be for Frank and Chelsea this season?
I think Champions League football again, finishing the Champions League.
So basically, do what he did last season.
Yeah, and a cup. And winning a cup, I think that'll be the demands of Frank himself. I think Frank's a winner. He's accustomed to winning at Chelsea. He knows the ask and the want of the owners, but also the fans there. Yeah. So and I think he's got a squad together that are going to be capable of challenging for some silverware once they get that in that groove and in that rhythm.
Final word from all three of you. Manchester City close to being back to their best?
That was the best I've seen them this season, yeah. I think they're getting very close. Get everybody fit and healthy, and they'll be right there.
Yeah, massive positive today. Saw some of the old great football that we've been seeing over the last 2 or 3 years, so they're not far away.
And they're always good to watch.
Yeah, good to watch. Definite step in the right direction.
Yeah. OK, Rio, thank you very much. Owen, thank you too. Gareth, great debut. Great debut. You got the score wrong. You got the right, basically got the right result. That's it. Don't forget, hang around for...